Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten 774 here, bringing you the next video in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. We have some critters to find. And by critters, I mean bugs for Emily, because she won't give us camouflage gear until we bring her bait. So, let's go look for bugs. First place we want to look is if we go around the corner. What's going to help here, listen for the chirps. That means there's bugs nearby. And basically you just got to be quick. You got to grab them as quickly as you possibly can. So if you open this up, worm, get another worm. Okay, so we got 2 worms from here. If you don't grab them quickly, you're going to have to keep repeating the day and night cycle to get bugs. So no pressure, but you got to move fast. I don't think there's any under here.
Those look too rotten.
Yeah. Okay, so most of the bugs we're gonna find are gonna be in the forest here. So basically just look for any rock and any log. Like these. There's like 3 rocks here. So let's try this one first. Get the bug. Okay, that was the only bug there. Let's try this one. Ooh, big bug. Ew. Gross. At least they're not spiders. Worm. Oh, I hope we weren't supposed to get a second worm. Okay, how are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 bugs so far. We need 12. Not doing too bad. There's only so many places we can get bugs. See, there's no chirps here, so there's not going to be any bugs. Need to listen for the chirps. And Moon Lake is famous for its glow worms, so a lot of them, which are going to be found at night because they glow in the dark. So a lot of the bugs that you're going to find are going to be at night. More bugs. Got another worm. And then here. Okay, are we up to 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we've got 7 bugs so far. That's, I think, on track. Let's see, is there any other place with bugs? Any other bug havens? That one didn't have any. Those didn't have any. I think that might be all the bug places. Unless this one has one, or did we already go here? Yeah, I think we already got to that one. We just came at it from a different angle. That should be... bird! We don't have our camouflage gear yet, though.
Missed it.
Yeah. Curse you, bird! Okay. And we're to the cemetery. Which, this is a good rock, but not right now, it's not. Okay. Why is the creepy music playing? Okay, we have... Ooh, and an owl? Creepy! Okay. Let's head back to the house, and let's make it nighttime. Left? No, right. Now left. So then we can go find some more glowworms. Because I think we have 7 bugs now. If we can find 5 bugs at night, we are on track. Okay. So let's go make it nighttime. When I was first playing this game, like for the very first time when I was young, it took me forever to work up the courage to go out into the woods at night. I was like, no way, not happening. Let's see. Yep, no bugs under here. At night. Because I was convinced that the ghost dogs were going to come right out of the cemetery and they were going to kill me. And it was going to be horrifying. See? So we got the chirping. We need to look for glowworms. Glowworm! More? Come on. I need more glowworms. Come on. There was only one glowworm under that rock. That's hardly anything. Any other this one? No, there's no chirping, even though glowworms don't chirp, but... How, under this log? Yes, under the log. Two glowworms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only need 2 more bugs. And we need to go to the cemetery. Because those stones under the cemetery are going to be very helpful for finding bugs. Here. Ooh, those are creepy noises. Stop! I don't like those noises. Okay. Please be 2 glowworms. Oh no! Crickets! Where'd the other cricket go? Did I get him? I got both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh good, we don't have to redo it. Redoing it takes such a long time because you have to go back to the morning and then back to the night and you have to look all over in the same places again. So I'm glad we got them all on the first try. Very exciting. Okay, so now let's get out of the woods. Right? Left. Good. Out of the woods. If you ever get lost, just check your map. Okay, so now that it's morning, let's... Well, it will be morning once we go up the stairs and turn it to morning. So now that it's morning, let's go bring these bugs to Emily and get our camo gear. And then we can finish taking pictures for Red. We'll check in with Akers, too, to see if he has any news for us on either if he's found out anything about Mickey's girlfriend or if he has found out anything about our well yet. Those are kind of the 2 things we're waiting on him for. Hello, Emily.
Nice Junior Park Ranger pin. You must really be on Akers' good side.
Thanks.
Guess I'll see you later.
Yola hee-hoo!
Hey, I didn't come here just for you to make fun of me.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
12 big, fat, juicy ones, just like you wanted.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Guess I'll see you later.
Keep on trucking.
Perfect. So now I have camouflage gear. So now I can take pictures of birds. Over to the ranger station. Do-do-do-do-do. Nice little boat ride. Where's Yogi? Where's your cute dog?
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
You are incredible, Ranger Akers. What did you find out?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Initial tests found high levels of arsenic in the sample you sent us.
Oh my gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
While it is not unusual to find trace amounts of arsenic in wells in your area, the amount in your sample far exceeded standard safety limits. Therefore, the water in your well is unsafe for any purpose. Do not drink or use the water from your well. How is Nancy, like, taking showers then? What is she doing?
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Where's Yogi?
In the run, out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
That's why he's here. Okay, so we found out our well is not safe, and we found out a phone number for this Vivian person. Vivian Whitmore. Okay, let's go back to Sally's house. We'll take some bird pictures, and then we'll make some phone calls. Nice day at the lake. Bird pictures and phone calls. Wouldn't this be a great place to vacation? You know, just like bring a book, relax, bring your Nancy Drew games, go kayaking. Okay, so we need to find 2 birds. There's 2 birds left in this forest that are trying to evade us. Aha! The cardinal is one of them. But now he can't see us because we're wearing camouflage, so we're less scary, apparently. Okay, got that. And I think... where are we gonna find the other bird? Is the other bird this way? I feel like the other bird is more hidden than this, but maybe not. Maybe he's to the right here? No? Not there. Is he to the left of the yellow ribbon? How about right here? Go here? No. We go right here? No. I'm confused. How do we get out of here? Okay, yellow ribbon. There we go. Let's go to the left. Oh gosh. Oh, right? No. Let's go straight. Where is this bird? There's a cemetery. Let's check our map. We're at the cemetery. I feel like it might be the orange bird. Or maybe there's another yellow bird we haven't gotten. Okay, there's the stump. If you go straight from the stump and then right and around the corner. There it is. There it is. Okay, so those are the birds. Right. We are still missing one, obviously. But we are not going to find it in the woods. The last one, I don't think he gave us a list, but on his tape he tells us that the last bird we're looking for is a red-tailed hawk. And we haven't seen a hawk at all in the woods. So, we've taken all the pictures that we can. We have to go talk to Red and say, hey, there are no hawks anywhere in the forest. But let's call Vivian and see what she can tell us about Mickey Malone and his dogs and why they might be haunting us.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
That's right. I found it in the cellar of Mickey Malone's old house on Moon Lake.
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
He had a speakeasy? Where?
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
That's weird. I'm staying in his old house on Moon Lake, and I haven't seen any sign of a speakeasy.
Course you haven't. You're not supposed to. Only Mickey and Willie knew how to get into the speakeasy from the house. The rest of us had to go in and out the regular way, through the cemetery.
The cemetery?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using 2 main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
What can you tell me about William Akers?
He was Mickey's most trusted employee. Mickey treated all his other men like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, respected him, trusted him implicitly.
It's been fun talking to you.
23 skidoo, kiddo!
It was fun talking to her. She'd be kind of a fun person to meet in real life. Okay, so you know what? Let's go down to the basement. If I can get... There we go. Okay, so now we know that the safe was Willie's. And we know... Let's get our mask and our gloves because we know that there's probably deer mice. And we know the date that Mickey Malone got pinched or arrested, as it were. And that is January 29th, 1932. So if we do...
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It looks like a tiny hole.
Oh. So we need to stick something in this tiny hole, like a pin, to pop open the lock.
What's the combination?
I know. Okay, it's gonna be 0. Ooh. Oh, do you push? Whoa, okay. 0. 1 for January. 2. 29th of 32. 32. Ooh, mice! Mice! Good thing we
I
have...
bet those were deer mice.
Yes, which carry viruses and nasty diseases, so it's a good thing we have these on. Journal. William Akers.
Speakeasy.
Today Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs, and when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me. Then he whispered to me to look under the Victorola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who never spent 1 night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorola and found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months, so I'm gonna pack them up and move to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole-in-the-floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay. But according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar the gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of the boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The papers said altogether they weighed around 600 pounds. Jeepers. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm going to try saying gold to them tomorrow and see what happens. I've said every word I can think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except to run in circles. I spent the last month following them around. First Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm going to have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. So even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around under the porch, but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
Ooh, scandalous. With a big eye for Iggy because that's the place he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister's real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey, asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that could be a landmark. Logs, rocks, tree stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus, I keep getting lost. The paths look so much alike, especially at night, that I spend most of my time trying to figure out where I am. So last Sunday, I memorized the way to the cemetery. You can write that down if it's helpful. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnels, I've been looking there for the gold because I looked everywhere else I can think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up. Figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? But when I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. I give up. Mickey's dead and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer over in Harrisburg and I'm going to take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far. And it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here because who knows, maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all. But in the meantime, I got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough. Aw, that's kind of sweet.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
We have a treasure map. Because apparently Mickey stole 600 pounds worth of gold. That's crazy. Okay. So, I'm going to leave this part here. Let's close up this safe. Back away. And I will see you guys in the next video. So long.